Imaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, falling temps throughout the day, a high of 35. Tonight, clearer, cold, breezy, a low of 6 above, wind chill of 5 above to 5 below. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Preston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear? Hey, Marky, it might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
This is Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch.
It's Wilde Touch, isn't it?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Friday edition. I did not see this with my own eyes, but I am told that there was a Wolf of Wall Street post from a certain NBA MVP. I'm not leaving! I'm not leaving! I want to hear more about that edition. The Super Bowl Eve edition. And I need Tausch's help, which is not unusual. I don't know what I'm supposed to think about Josh Jacobs. I'm just about to post a story to channel3000.com about him and the parallel between him and one Aaron Jones, who was absolutely was going to be back in 2024 until he wasn't. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the incredible ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can download in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, having returned safe and sound from his WIAC Wednesday trip to River Falls.
Good game Wednesday night.
Anybody steal anything from you while you were there?
Steal anything?
A mouse?
Mouses? No,
mice?
Not this time around. No, I think I was the only person staying in the hotel I stayed at overnight.
Ooh. other than Freddy Krueger.
Over up there?
I did. Yeah, it's a 3.5-hour drive.
I didn't know that.
A 3-hour drive.
That's a long drive up there. Almost, you're 30 minutes outside of Minneapolis when you're in River Falls. So that was a long drive. So instead of coming back, getting home at 1:30 in the morning, I was able to stay overnight. And I'm pretty sure I was the only person staying at a 2-story hotel, a decent hotel, in downtown River Falls. I was the only car in the parking lot.
Were you nervous?
Were
you concerned that you were in like a bad horror movie?
At first, I thought it was spooky, and then I thought
it was fluky.
And then I thought it was kind of fun. Like, I got the whole place to myself. This is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about anything. So, yeah, it was nice.
And from his undisclosed location, he did not go to River Falls. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
Morning. Good, buddy. What do you need? What kind of advice do you need today?
Well, so I don't, you know me, unfortunately for you. I don't want to be an alarmist. I don't want to be Johnny Clickbait. You know, you hate the clickbaits. You're not a fan of the clickbaiting. But I've completed, and I'm just in the process of posting my story about Josh Jacobs, and I don't know. I would certainly think he'd be back, and it feels ridiculous given how you want to be able to close games and not choke at the end of games and at the end of seasons. Well, he seems like a guy that's worth keeping around.
How have we closed games with Josh Jacobs?
Well, they didn't close games late in the season, in part because he wasn't healthy, right? Like, look back to 24.
He was healthy. He was healthy in the Bears game. I was told he was the healthiest he's been all season.
Yeah, that's a sliding scale, right? Certainly that's a sliding scale. But look, my point is that we were told 2 years ago about a veteran running back who had been productive, a guy who'd had 5 consecutive 100-yard games,
who
including
had missed
both
half of that
games.
Season and
with an injury,
came in healthy to finish.
Yep.
Yep.
But did not play through the injury. Not that he should have. It was a hamstring pull, but didn't play through the injury. Sat out, got healthy, and then was productive down the stretch.
Came in fresh at the end and had, I think, 5 straight 100-yard games.
He did.
Was awesome. So you think Jacobs is gone? Is that what you're telling me by reading the tea leaves?
I'm not telling you that I think he is gone. I'm telling you that I don't think it's a lock-stocker, as you like to call it, that he'll be back.
Well, which way, if you had to pick, which way are you going?
I mean, it's hard for me to think that he's going to be, they're going to move on from him.
Okay.
But again, if we've learned anything from the absolutely that Goody said when he was asked if Josh Jacobs, yeah, absolutely, and then he kind of softened it by saying he wanted him back. About Aaron Jones, we can't necessarily assume. Like, here's what Goody said about Josh Jacobs when he talked to us on Wednesday. Josh is a warrior, really important part of our football team. Everything that he brings to us on the field, in the locker room, he's an important part, and I think he's got a lot of good years left.
Okay.
At no point does he say, and I want him to spend all those good years with us. Wow. So should I take that at its face, just like I took what he said about Aaron Jones? He said that on February 1st, 2024. He said this
very similar.
February 4th, 2026.
Yeah.
What should I think? What should I do?
You're in that room. You tell. I mean, tone and things matter. I don't think it's lock stock that he's back. I think I don't know what his numbers are for this coming year.
I can give you that. His cap
just
number.
Looking at this thing. Okay, go ahead. Give me the numbers.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you'd want that information. His cap number for this season. You never have this
stuff right away. You always have to look.
Well, but I've written the story already, so it's right in front of me.
Fair.
His cap number for this year is $14.54 million.
It's doable.
Aaron Jones's cap number, by the way, for 2024, when they moved off of him and released him, was $17 million.
Mm-hmm. And that was in a less inflated cap. This cap's going to be over $300 million.
Correct.
So $14 million's child's play. It's not popcorn money, but it's brought money. Probably brought money, $14 million.
$10.2 million base salary. So you convert that to some signing bonus.
If you believe in him, I think here's the kind of the rub. Brian Gutekunst, I know he answered the question you asked about 30 years old, and it's definitely a thing. Like if you see a dude who's always dating supple blondes, you're going to say, boy, I think Johnny's going to probably still date a supple blonde. Like that's how it goes. Now, does that mean there's not going to be a brunette that pops up? Maybe there's outliers to everything. This would be an outlier if he ends up playing for a couple more years with Green Bay. And I think part of it is Josh Jacobs, great leader. We have to preface everything, right? This is the year of the preface.
Indeed.
Great leader, tough-nosed running back, but he's not a home run hitter. He's not. And in with an offense that is looking for more ways to get people out of that cover 2, Tampa 2, you need to make them pay. And the run game this year didn't make opposing defenses pay. Mm-hmm. And when you get a Christian Watson back, and you're going to see Matthew Goldenmore, who's got world-class speed, teams are going to do this more. You better have answers to that question. And don't get answers in November. Get answers in March and April.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is Josh Jacobs the answer to that? And I think when I look at how this last season played out, I'm going to probably be a no for where it's at. And I'm not putting this only at his doorstep. Lord knows I have been as critical on the offensive line as I've ever been in my 10 years as an analyst on this show. The group wasn't good enough. And Josh Jacobs last year was able to overcome it with the crazy amount of yard after contact that you kept bringing up. He couldn't this year. What did he end up with? 800, 900 yards?
900, exactly 400 fewer yards. He went from 1329 to 929.
He was more banged up. So everybody looks at trend lines and looks at what they're, because you don't pay people for what they've done. You pay them for what they will do. Is Josh Jacobs an ascending player in this league?
No.
Is he a really good football player still? Yes.
Yes.
Is there a value to having him? Yes. I would say if you're going to do this, everybody keeps asking, what about Marshawn Lloyd? If you're counting anything on Marshawn Lloyd next year, that's fool's gold, man.
He's played one game.
Having someone come in that can hit a home run, that can take it to the house, that can bust off 30 and 40-yard runs to loosen up some things as far as what defense they're going to do, you're going to need to go more of a platoon, and I mean a legit platoon, of 50-50 than what we've done in the past. Josh Jacobs was the bell cow, is the workhorse. I don't know, going into the 2026 season, I don't want Josh Jacobs to have to take on that big of a load. I would love for him to be on this football team. I don't know what that financial number will be, but I know this. What we did last year ain't good enough in the run game, and Josh Jacobs is a big part of that. So if you're going to run everything back as you did, and I don't know what they're going to be able to do offensive line-wise. I don't know who they're bringing back, but it needs to be markedly better. Josh Jacobs needs to be healthier and more productive than what he was last year.
Yeah, I do look at his production, or his in this past season's case, dip in production, and I do bring up that yards after contact thing because it's ridiculous. Like they have not done him any favors in the run game, and frankly, we probably looked at the Packers' offensive line's run blocking in 2024 in a more favorable light than we should have because of what Josh Jacobs was able to do. But guess what? If you're absorbing that much contact that frequently and that quickly after you get the ball, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get beat up and you're going to be dealing with injuries, right? Because you're taking a lot of punishment. So
you're 28 with a lot of years running that football in Oakland too.
Well, and that was going to be the other part of this equation, right? Because he's a year younger than Aaron Jones was at the time. But in his NFL career, he has been in the league for 7 seasons. He has carried the ball 1,840 times. Plus, he's got 269 receptions. So he's got over
great touchdown catch in that game, too.
It was phenomenal. So he's got over 2,000 touches in his career.
Okay.
Aaron Jones entered the league 2 years earlier, and again, gets a little bit of a bum rap on his injuries because most seasons he played 14, 15, 16, and some years 17 games. Aaron Jones, in his career, has 1,564 carries. He's also got 300 catches. So he's got around 1,800. So even with 2 more years in the league, he has 200 fewer touches. So, yes, Josh Jacobs, high volume back, which means more punishment.
Packers fans that love Josh Jacobs won't love hearing this, but he is not this doesn't fit the mold of what Goody is looking for. It's not.
I think he's got a lot of years left.
Everybody that speaks on him says great things. Locker room guy, everything else. But the NFL, it's about production and what can you do for me now, not what you've done for me lately. I don't know. I just don't see him coming back at this number. I could see Green Bay working through some things, but maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it's just we'll go year to year. I think when he signed, we thought
2 years.
It was going to be a 2-year deal and then figure it out. The cap continues to explode, so that $14 million is not what it was 2 years ago.
You're right.
A percentage of cap, it's really a nothing burger. So if Goody says if he's meaning what he says there, and he thinks that he is a critical part to what they're doing, I wonder if Matt LaFleur, I'm sure he'd say this publicly, but I do wonder if Matt LaFleur wants maybe somebody that's a little more home run hittery. I don't know.
Someone like Marshawn
that is a
Lloyd.
position. That is a position that I would love to see get a little younger, get a little cheaper, and get a lot more explosive. That's what I'd like to see.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah, it sounded Stella the Wonder Dog knocked something over out there in the general basement region. We'll have to check on that in the commercial break. Hey, makes for a great reason to say, hey, Tausch, tell us about Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and the Nari Home Show that she's going to be at soon.
Our homes need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin. The cold weather is still here. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. Visit Pella at the Nari Spring Home Improvement Show. I think that's next weekend, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park, right over Valentine's Day. And I think it's Wilde's birthday. You can celebrate. There's nothing more romantic and sexy than heading to the Nari Spring Home Improvement Show. Head over to booth 420. That's where the big old Pella booth is. And you book that in-home consultation at the show, and you're going to receive a free Design Works rendering. Don't miss out on that 0% financing for 4 years as well. That offer ends on the 28th of February. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We will talk about Giannis Watch, which ended with Giannis still being a member of your Milwaukee Bucks. I can't wait for our NBA insider, Mark Tauscher, to explain it all to me. That's next, while I clean up the mess in the basement. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
When it comes to game day, you play to win. And when it's go time, it's Total Wine time. With the lowest prices on your go-to lineup of spirits, beers, seltzers, and wines that'll turn your kitchen counter into the ultimate home tailgate. Total Wine is your home field advantage. Our team will go the extra yard to get you ready for the big game. We've got what you need to tackle game day and every day, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. And celebrate the power of love, y familia, with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about, live in your hometown. Coming to Fiserv Forum February 12th through 16th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions, or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
If you're listening in Madison, you just heard Big Voice Guy during the commercial break say Giannis is staying in Milwaukee. But for how long? And what will he be doing during the time that he's remaining in Milwaukee? Tausch, I assume you were in no way surprised by the
not at all
outcome. I think you expected it when we talked yesterday.
Yeah, there is a boy. I don't want to use the H word. There is a vitriol in the state of Wisconsin, and maybe even more specifically in the city of Milwaukee.
Oh boy,
towards the I don't want to say ESPN, but the National Insider operation, because all of this has been kind of stirred up really since last summer, but really 2 or 3 years ago. And I think the overall vibe is that this has been a mandate from the league push to get Giannis out of Milwaukee. And I understand why people feel that way. Do I think it's all accurate? I think there's obviously some smoke with what has been done, especially the last 5 or 6 months. Do I think that Giannis moves the needle and draws eyeballs? And I think it was before the draft that it really kind of started spiking up. Yeah, that is true. But when this goes on and nothing happens, that doesn't mean there's not some semblance of they're there. I don't know how this is all going to play out. I know Giannis talked to Ozarski and Eric Name and let them know, but I don't think a ton has changed. I think this gives maybe the Bucks one last chance by getting a good draft pick and maybe either flipping that into a really good player or finding a way to keep Giannis here long term. I thought Windy, who is part of that conglomerate that I think has a lot of vitriol towards him, I think his point was none of any of this matters until John Horst sits down with Giannis and said, here is your 4-year, $250 million or whatever that number is, extension to be a Buck until you're 36 years old. Are you going to sign that? And if he says no, that will be Giannis's way of saying, I want to be traded. Because he has not, for what we know, he has not done that. So I thought yesterday was much ado about nothing. I was disappointed that Kuz and Bobby and Miles and that we've just kind of kept that group and we didn't do anything big because this group it's just not worked. Even when Giannis is healthy, it hasn't worked.
Right. You're right.
So the Bucks are in a really tough spot, man. And I understand everybody just wants to have Giannis around and keep him, and I'm in that club. But I'm telling you, not in this era, to use a Taylor Swift term, of Giannis, this isn't going to work. Something has to be different in order for it to work, and I don't know what that's going to be. I hope John Horst does. John Horst, if you can say one thing about Johnny, he's going to swing now. He ain't standing up there taking strikes. He'll swing, and he'll swing and miss, and he'll hit a home run. And we've gotten a home run. But we've struck out a lot, too. And unfortunately now the analytics people have come in and said, man, Johnny, that home run was great, but dang, we can't get on base. I mean, we're striking out at a real high clip, and it ain't good. What are we doing? And I don't know. You can't just go get a bunch of, contact hitting, oppo field slapping fools to come in here and get some guys on. You need another double or triple at a minimum, and I'm not sure where we're going to find that. So I think, if anything, I'm glad we didn't just dump Giannis because he wanted to be traded or he didn't to Minnesota and we get back some assets that aren't worth a lick. If we're going to move him, it better be big time. And I love the fact that even though there was all this pressure, we didn't do something dumb just to do it. That's my takeaway from yesterday.
And I don't want to compare him to Rodgers, but because it's apples to oranges. But when we look back at 2022, which was a crummy season, right? They moved on from Devontae. They had a bunch of young guys. Rodgers was frustrated. He said he didn't want to go through a rebuild. I understand you make a great point that the Bucks are in a very tough spot, especially when you think about how they've stretched the Dame contract and where their first-round picks are. But is there any way – because I thought, I had a couple people text me that know way, way, way more about the NBA than I do. And they sounded a little bit like Evan Cohen with kind of putting together these ideas of you could do this and you can do this and you can do this. And perhaps, while it may take a little while, it won't take forever, and you can get back to being, with Giannis as your centerpiece, a really good team if you make the right moves. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I don't know. I'm not going to stay. I hate people that do this job and pretend that they know more than they do. I don't know. But I do know people that know more than I do, and they think that it is possible. I don't know if it's likely, but it's possible. That if you make the right moves and you move the right people to get some draft capital and you pick the right guys, that's a lot of ifs that I just ran through. I get it. But if Aaron Rodgers looked back today, and I understand he enjoyed playing for Mike Tomlin, and we'll see what he plans on doing in 2026. But do you think there's any part of him, this is the question I would have asked had I not screwed up the Zoom call with him in October, is there any part of him that thinks, if I'd have just handled everything differently in 2022, maybe I really could have kept Jordan Love on the bench, and maybe I'd play my whole career as a Packer? Like, do you think there's any thought that crosses his mind that way at any point? Because that feels a little bit like a cautionary tale that would be worth considering if you're in Giannis's situation.
No, that's not how he approached it. It's just, I don't think, it's hard for us, and I'm including myself as a former athlete that was not elite to the level that these guys are. I don't think we can get inside their heads. I understand their mindset, but there's something different. And it's, I think, one of the reasons that Tom Brady is saying he ain't got a dog in the fight. You're never going to hear a really average NFL player say, if they've played 20 years for somebody and won championships, that they don't have a dog in the fight. Like that's just absurd to us. Mm-hmm. Because they're wired in a way that everything is slighted and everything is a certain way. And Giannis is a good dude. But I think he's wired, and I think he's obviously wired differently than a Brady or a Rodgers or any of these other NFL guys. But going back to Rodgers, no, there is no way. He had it in his mind the moment they drafted Jordan Love and he was sipping on scotch that his time was coming to an end, and it was going to be, whether it was by his doing or somebody else's, it was going to happen. And he had more in him to go and show others you blanked up than it was to just win at a consistent level where you were and almost benefit the people that you felt slighted you. That just ain't going to happen. That's not how these guys are wired, man. So in Giannis's case, he hasn't been slighted. He feels like I don't know how Giannis can look at this and say that John Horst hasn't given everything he possibly. They have emptied their coffers. They've emptied their draft picks. They've done everything.
Emptied their buckets.
And unfortunately, Yanni got hurt a couple times in some key playoff games that we maybe had shots at winning chips. The Toronto series, we didn't close up shop. There are things, and that's sports. So you got one, and you should feel great about that. And now I think he is really pondering, and I just think there is a big part of him that doesn't want to give in to what all the pundits are saying. He is the opposite of Rodgers, as a matter of fact. I think he wants to prove he can do what Kobe did. But I think in his heart of hearts, he knows he's not going to be able to here. And that's where his torn line is. And he would love to tell Shams and Wendy and everybody else, blank off, I can do it again here. The opposite of where Rodgers was like, blank you, you've drafted my replacement, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely opposite. And I think in Giannis's case, he's really struggling with the fact that this is what his last breath, this is what he really wants. But I think he's starting to realize he's out in that deep sea, and he doesn't know how he's going to get back. He didn't know he's going to get to shore. I don't know how good of a swimmer he is. That's a question that somebody else.
Wait, are we combining his situation with Robert Saleh and being taken out to deep water?
He's out there, and he is doing everything in his power to stay and win here. But he looks back at the lighthouse, and he's like, I don't know if I can get there, man. There's a little buoy right here that can get me to Golden State or to Minnesota. I can jump on this buoy, and a boat will pull me in. And, man, that's a lot easier way to do it. LeBron it, if you will. He wants to Kobe it, but the easy way is to LeBron it. He's built like Kobe. He wants to be like Kobe, but he also realizes this ain't going to end well. If I'm swimming 6 miles back to the lighthouse when this buoy's right here, I just jump on it. That's where Giannis is right now.
You seem to really enjoy the word buoy.
It's a fun word, but it's true.
Really fun word.
Just waiting for a boat to pick him up.
You guys tell me where I'm wrong on this.
Look, now, again, I don't... And I always want to caution on this. You know, even the guys I cover, we don't really know them as well as we would like to think we know them. So all that sounded great, right? I've never even met Giannis. I don't know. Like, I read everything that he said to Jim Owczarski. I read everything that he said to Eric Name. I think part of him believes everything he said there. Do I think that there's also part of him that is hedging, which obviously I can respect, to try and avoid being the bad guy if and when he does depart? I do. But again, I don't know him, so I can't make a value judgment on that. But when I read both those pieces, kind of like I just talked about with what Goody said about Josh Jacobs, like, they don't ever fully paint themselves into corners. And Goody kind of did with the Aaron Jones thing when his answer was, do you expect Aaron Jones to be back? And he said, yeah, absolutely. And then after he said the word absolutely, then he tried to walk it back a little bit. But absolutely was already out in the ether. Mm-hmm. So Giannis has not put himself into a corner like baby.
I think that's why he doesn't want to do press. You think that's why he doesn't like doing it?
And then I just wish I could remember what he lied about.
No, there's no maybe. That is why he doesn't. He doesn't because of that.
But is that our fault?
Kinda.
He's the one who chose to say it.
I know, but then he backtracked, and that's not what gets played, right? Like I understand why Goody does what he does.
I think I accurately portray what he says. Be that as it may, bottom line is Giannis has not painted himself into a corner, nor should he. I'm not saying he should. But do I think he's going to end up being traded in the offseason still? I do. I hope I'm wrong. But again, that's not based on any insight we can...
Why do you hope you're wrong?
Because I like the idea of a guy... Like, look, my all-time favorite athlete at any level, in any sport, is Robin Yount. And he spent his entire career with the Brewers. And there's something about that, being able to do that. You did it. Driver did it. Leroy Butler did it.
I don't think that holds the same cachet.
I don't think it does. Right. You asked why I hope he stays.
No, but I know, but I just don't think that matters like it used to.
You're probably right. Who remembers Joe Namath with the Chargers?
No, that's where when everybody talks about it, like the way guys are playing longer and longer, it's just inevitable that the greats aren't going to play their whole career with the same team. It's just not going to happen anymore. And I think we should get our head wrapped around that and say that's okay. I don't mind if Giannis can help us rebuild this franchise quicker and efficiently by getting all the assets and getting the right assets. We should all embrace that. The problem is if he doesn't, going to be some dark days here.
Yeah. Very dark, in fact, potentially.
But I am not going to look at, if Giannis goes to the Phoenix Suns in a year, I am not going to look at him as a Phoenix Sun. I'm going to say thank you, because the sports business just changed completely. The model has changed. The idea of having one player stay for 22 years now, it's absurd. It's not going to happen.
I understand. You asked me what I wanted. I gave you my answer. But you're right about everything you said after that.
I didn't tell you you're an idiot. I didn't say, boy, you're wrong, Jason. I'm saying that's just not the way the world is. So for Giannis, I guess the question I have for Bucks fans is, if things aren't going to change, which I don't know how they will. I've heard all we could trade this, we could do this, but even if we keep Giannis and he plays 10 more years here and $500 million, and we at best are a 6 or a 7 seed with no hope to win a championship, are we really that excited to keep Giannis?
Well,
I don't know the answer.
To be fair,
because he ain't going to get healthier as he gets older.
Right, and how much I understand the game changed and they expanded the playoffs eventually in baseball. But Robin Yount went to a World Series in 1982 and never even went to the playoffs again, right? He suffered through some very bad Brewers years in the later 80s. He won another MVP in 89. Was it the 92 team that was close to getting into the playoffs and winning the division, I think? And then he retired after the 93 season. You're right. And I don't know, maybe I'll text Robin and we'll have him on to talk about how that's a bygone era. And if he played now, would he have played for someone else, right? Because I think you're definitely right that the calculus has changed. I am still hung up on a calculus from the 60s, man, where guys spent their entire careers in one place, and I do think that's neat. Yeah. I mean, look, okay, you're not telling me you're not telling me I'm an idiot. You're just telling me to get over it.
No, I'm not going to say you're an idiot, but why does that
ever implying?
I guess
I'm an idiot.
Jesse, does it matter? Does it matter to sports fans now if somebody stays their last 3 years where they're not even really great?
Oh wait, all right. Hey,
does it matter?
No, stop. Let's do this.
What?
Let's put a poll in the field. We can ask Jesse what he thinks personally, but he can't speak for sports fans.
But he's a sports fan.
He's one sports fan.
You're not even a fan.
Yeah,
You're not a fan.
You can.
He can speak for himself.
As a sports fan. He loves the state of Wisconsin as well. He is a sports fan.
Right. And you asked, do sports fans, plural, he's one sports fan. What does he think? And then let's take some calls. Let's see if they agree or disagree with him. It's a Friday. We always take calls on Friday.
I have no problem. By the way, the Rodgers going and playing at 2 other spots, I don't have a problem at all with it. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. He's always going to be a Packer. If Giannis leaves, he's always going to be a Buck. I love his time. It's fine. I don't mind. It isn't like oh, my God, you fell on the sword and you stayed for another 7 years, even though we stunk and we didn't win jack.
Well, no one wants you to stink, though. That's not fair.
What do you mean?
Well, he would stay with the hopes of getting it figured out so they don't stink, and maybe he wins another title. Like, didn't Brady have a huge gap in his Super Bowl titles, if I recall correctly?
They were knocking on championship door every year he was there.
I'm just saying,
every year.
He went a long time without
if we're being honest about Giannis, we haven't knocked at a door in a long time. Like that,
in large
the door
part
knocker
because of injuries in the postseason.
The door knocker is busted
at the door.
shut. Nobody's even. There ain't no ring doorbell. There ain't nothing is there. That door hadn't been touched.
You just said yourself
broken.
They had. He got because of some injuries to him. They might have had championship teams.
That's sport. Yeah, but it didn't.
But they were.
When's the last time? When's the last time the Bucks? When's the last time they knocked? No, they were at the doorstep, but they weren't even. They didn't even knock on the door because the door knocker was too heavy or rusted shut. When was the last time the Bucks knocked at a door?
Labrum knocking.
They just left the package there, took a picture, and emailed it to the NBA and left. They didn't even knock.
I would argue 2022 is the last time they knocked at a door.
When they were the 1 seed and they got upset by the Heat.
That was 22.
In the first round. That's
the hot potato series.
Hot potato series, yeah. That was the last
That
time.
was the last. That's the last time we didn't even get the door knocker to hit the door. We at least lifted it, but it stayed. It didn't. It was rusted so bad it didn't hit the door on the way there.
We
lifted it up, and it was either too heavy or it was rusted, and it didn't even hit the door, and it ended up a hot potato. Nobody wanted to shoot, and then we traded for Dame, and now he's stretched, and we're blah.
All right, first of all,
that's the reality of the situation.
Again, facts matter. The Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA title in 2021. In 2022, they won their opening series over the Bulls and then lost in 7 games to the Celtics.
Yes, that could have been a good one.
Okay, so it's 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then in 2023,
so we definitely
was the Giannis injury year, right?
That was the Heat, I think.
And they lost
the
4 games to 1 to the Heat in the first round.
Hot potato.
Hot potato. Yep.
Okay, so now there's only 2 seasons since then. One of them was they lost in the first round to the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
And who all was hurt in that series?
They all took
Dame,
turns.
Like everybody got hurt, right?
Yeah, everybody did a little something.
And then there was last year when they didn't have Giannis, and then Dame ruptured his Achilles in that series. Yep. So they've been in the vicinity of the Ring doorbell more than we're probably giving
2022 was
them
a full-on knock, knock, knock. 23 is where the door knocker rusted shut, and we have not been able to get enough WD-40 to get that thing to hit a door.
Okay.
It is literally rusted right there, clawed, and I don't know when it's going to move again.
Do you care if your sports heroes spend the entirety of their career with your team?
Great question.
Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. This is more. Tausch is going to tell us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, which we're planning another trip down there. I don't know if Barry Alvarez is going to go with us when we go, but we're headed down there again. And look, do you feel, before you tell us about Hard Rock, is your career slightly more special because you spent it all with your home state team, or no? Like if you had finished up with the Eagles for a year, would you feel any differently? Probably. I don't know. You tell me. It's your career.
Okay. I'll tell you next after I tell you about Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
That's what I'm looking for.
60 minutes down the road. Beautiful guitar out front. Live music. They got great entertainment. Great slots. Table gaming. And a great sports book with all kinds of great food options. I'm sure they're going to have some fun stuff going on for the big game coming up. Jesse and I had a heck of a time. We went down there a few times, did some fun shows, had some good lunches. We thought we had some good slips that were going to give us some big-time cash. That turned out to not work, but, boy, we still had a great time. And now, High Limit Room. Head on down. They have a great experience down there. Premium table games tailored for discerning players. Enhanced game rules. Blackjack where the dealer will stand on that soft 17 to get better odds. The kind of authentic high-limit action that will set the Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Visit the High Limit Room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford and rediscover your game on your terms, in your rhythm, and with your edge.
Tausch will tell us if his career is more special because he was a Packer and only a Packer. And we'll take your calls on the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident.
And from now through February 10th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code SUPER40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Kessler's gives you diamond choices that no one else can give you.
We have all the colors and clarities and carat weights of diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers, newborn created diamonds.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Tell them what an anniversary diamond is, Monica.
An anniversary diamond can be twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
Every diamond makes a statement.
Okay.
The anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
Now tell them about our miraculous no small print warranty.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate.
We've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game.
In 6 minutes. No more?
No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you, you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Josh DiMaggio here, and I have already lost 15 pounds since I started this journey in mid-January, and now it's your time to show yourself some love with $300 off. But hurry, this Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call 262-235-3980 now for your free consultation. That's 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We'll hold off on our big game preview for a little bit later. Let's get to a couple of calls here.
I'm excited now. I'm fired up for the big game. It took me a while. I just last weekend not having ball. It was so cold and kind of. I'm fired up for Sunday. I think it's gonna be a fun one. So I'm back in. I'm all in. Good.
Good. Glad to hear.
Laughing at?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
Nothing.
You don't
just
smile
smiling.
that much. Why? No,
That's not true. I smile all the time.
You're typically a lot frumpier than that. So no, that was
Wait a minute now.
Like,
you
I
claim
saw
you're not
full.
calling
You
me an
usually don't
idiot.
go full teeth.
What, you were kind of calling me an idiot?
You're not a full teeth smiler. That was a full teeth smile. Did you get some dental work done?
No,
you get some. You got.
I didn't.
It looks like you got some veneers on those front teeth.
I
there,
don't.
big
I
fella.
can't. That's not in the budget. No, I don't have the money for that.
Not in the budget. And that Channel 3000 cash coming in. Come on,
He got 2 jobs. I mean, it's not in the budget.
2 jobs. Don't you ever sell him short, Jell.
And I heard
2 jobs.
eBay's advertising on ESPN Radio now, so they're a proud partner. So we got,
I have to figure out. We got so many boxes of small shoes that we got to get rid of, and I'm in the market now for anybody. I need a garage organizer. I need someone to come in and organize our garage. Well, I do.
Okay. Could we get to the calls?
Oh, no. One of our calls hung up.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if our basement got organized either, but that's another story. Get some pictures hung up on the wall. More than what we have. Outside of that, everything's good.
We're teetering on Ed Helm sucks territory here.
Jesse, which caller is still there?
Sparky is still here. Can I say what Paul was going to say?
Tell us what Paul was going to say since we lost Paul while Tausch was asking if I got veneers.
Why did we lose
yesterday.
Paul? What happened to Paul?
Anything good. I don't know.
No idea.
Maybe he was a little impatient.
Discussing my dental work.
Paul's point was interesting comparison in segment 1 of our show today. We're talking about the Packers keeping Josh Jacobs as a veteran leader, a proven winner, or at least someone who theoretically is a proven winner, leading a team, veteran presence. And then in the next segment, we're talking about the Bucks, who have that in Giannis, but wanting to move on from him and go young and rebuild it. Interesting how we compare those two. How can we say both things are true for both of those different franchises?
Well, I don't think the Bucks want to move on from him. I don't think that's true.
No,
I don't. They will if they have to. Whereas I'm not going to say Goody wants to move on from Josh Jacobs. I think Goody wants Josh Jacobs at a much lower price tag. I think there's a good chance of that. But I'm not going to say he wants to move on. All right, well, let's get to one call here. That's all. And talk to Sparky in Sussex. Sparky, good morning, buddy. Has the Yule log been extinguished for the year? It's great to hear from you.
Oh, no, that weather is cold out there. You got to stay warm all year.
Indeed.
Yeah, keep that Yule log burning. Absolutely.
So, I guess I like my players to stick around. Like you, Jason, my favorite player of all time was Robin Yount. He was here for a long time. We're just about the same age, so it's kind of like we grew up together. But it seems like, and maybe it's generational. I see my wife's nephews all in their 20s, and they don't, have that same affinity for players like I guess I grew up with or have had for years. And I know with me, NIL has had something to do with that lately because, of course, I'm a Badger fan, Marquette fan, but I used to watch a lot of college basketball. But now I don't know any of the players because they're there for a year, and then they're gone, either to pros or to another school. And I don't know how you build up that loyalty to, I guess not loyalty, but, you like to follow a player, especially, those guys who you go, man, my God, he's been here for 5 years. And now in college football, they could be there for 6 or 7, but I still don't know them because they jump around. So, again, maybe it's generational, but I like to build up that allegiance with a player and feel like he's my guy. So,
yeah, we're dinosaurs. We just are. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think, and especially since we both, and I knew that about you. As soon as I saw Jesse had your name up, I figured that was going to be your take because, yeah, I mean, Robin's the best. But I would be curious what Robin Yount thinks when he looks at today's baseball and sports landscape.
And is Sparky gone? Is Sparky gone,
we're still
Jesse?
here. We still got him.
Let me ask you this. Robin played how many years in Milwaukee? 20. Yep. So if you're telling me he played 19 years in Milwaukee, but he played 1 in Toronto, you would not have that same affinity for Robin Yount?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it makes it's different.
Okay.
What about you, Sparky?
Yeah, I feel the same. I think it's kind of like Molitor. I mean, I think he left kind of circumstances. I think Bandel called him just another third baseman or something like that.
Yep. Yep. He didn't want to leave.
Yeah. Sometimes you're forced. Circumstances dictate, and I think that may be the case with Giannis, just because if we can't put a team around him, he wants to win. I get it. I'm not happy, but I certainly understand in this case.
Yeah, I just think that we are outliers now. I'm guessing people of our age and older view it this way, but I think you're right. And your point about NIL, really good call, Sparky. We appreciate you calling in. I have struggled with college sports now for the last several years. Like, it is, you don't know who's going to be on the team. Like our buddy Evan Cohen would always say, most Badgers fans, they know the quarterback and the coach. Well, we're going to be on our, fifth different quarterback in 5 years? A lot of times you don't even know the quarterback anymore. So I think that's a good point. Jesse, what has Brandon in Tulsa sent in? Usually he calls. So unique that he's using the text line.
Yeah, longer text, but a good text. And this is kind of what Sparky was saying at the end of his call, too. If the franchise I root for is doing my favorite player a disservice by how they handle him or her, then I do not want them staying. It's why I wanted Devontae to win a ring this year. Would it have been nice for Rodgers to stay in Green Bay? Yes, but Goody wanted him gone, and frankly, this team was no longer built for Rodgers. So, no, I don't want my favorite player staying forever, no matter what. From Brandon in Tulsa.
Yeah. And, look, there are instances, and you mentioned Kobe earlier, where a player, wins titles, right? He had the titles with Shaq, and then what did he do? He won 2 more post-Shaq, but there was a gap in between that, right? Yep. I think, again, maybe it's a little bit old school, but I do think that there's a greater respect, and I thought you nailed it with the Kobeing it versus LeBroning it. Like, I think there's a greater respect if you stick around through the hard times and then you succeed again.
No doubt. But that's different than it kind of being that cycle ending and you wanting to keep playing, somebody wanting you, and your current team is like moving forward, a la Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers. I just feel that's different. And the money is obviously a lot different, but teams don't let their stars go in their prime, but they will let them go at the end. And I don't have the I loved Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken played his whole career. Mm-hmm. Would Cal Ripken play his whole career? Now, Derek Jeter found a way to do it. Mm-hmm. It's impressive. And I do think there should be a little star next to those guys that do it. But I am not going to take away from anyone's career if they end up a little cash grabby, wanting to finish their career on their terms because it has to be somewhere else, or to prove a point to the team because you felt like you got slighted. Yeah. And in most cases, guys don't get slighted. They feel like they do, they want to, but in most cases it doesn't end well. And I'm okay with that. And I'm all right with guys grabbing that last check on the way out the door.
We'll get to a few of more of your thoughts on this. Again, 844-770-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. This is more. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares, Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Join us March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, where you can bowl with your favorite WTMJ hosts. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 to get more information on how you can be part of our latest WTMJ Cares event.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's That's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand-select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
It's a great time to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize, courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. To register, go to welkesdatenight.com or the ESPN Wisconsin app and click on the contest page for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers, candles, chocolates, rose petals, a $100 gift card to Bartolotta Restaurants. You can also win a Milwaukee basketball game where they take on Toronto on February 22nd. Register to win this Valentine's Day, courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist through February 12th. Go to welkesdatenight.com or the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Big news from Carbless, a fan favorite and one of my favorites. Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Homer here with a message about 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. 3 Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You gotta go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on 3 Pillars at 3pillars.org.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Let's get one more text on this, and then we'll check in on the poll that Jesse put in the field a little bit later. Jesse, I saw Gériard's name, Frenchie in Canton. What did he have to say?
As a kid, yes, I always wanted long-tenured guys to stay their whole career with one team, but that's not the way things are anymore with the way money has exploded. As long as they don't go to a rival, you do you. Sports feels more like a business than ever before. It's from Gériard in Canton, Ohio. I was with my dad yesterday, my real dad, Usher George, and he said the same thing, that sports...
You're not even loyal to your own dad. You look for a different dad.
But he said the same thing, though. We were talking about the Super Bowl and the Packers and some other Giannis, and he was saying the same thing, that it just feels more like a business now than ever before as a fan consuming the product of all different sports, college football, NBA, NFL, everything.
Well,
it's
Jordan
not
Love
get
plays
less businessy.
Will Jordan Love play for a different team in his career? Will Josh Allen?
Yep.
Yeah. Like my point is,
Mahomes?
Now your default setting is to assume that everyone will play somewhere else, and you and Leroy Butler and Donald Driver and Robin Yount will become more and more outliers.
Well, thank you for throwing me in that group. If guys have opportunities to continue to play and their current team doesn't believe that they should, they're going to continue to play. Now, I think it's more likely guys will Aaron Donald and retire earlier than they have to because they can, and maybe there will be more, but it will not be. You'll see more elite players retire before a year, like Barry Sanders, than you will see guys like Tom Brady. I don't think the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomeses, maybe those guys at the top tier, and because quarterbacks is just a different animal. NFL players outside of quarterbacks are going to play less because they're being paid more, if that makes sense.
No, it does. You need to tell us about UW Credit Union and your membership there.
I do indeed, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And people ask me, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, you want to keep your banking local. Great member first service, great perks, and I love the fact it doesn't matter where you go, what campus, you're going to see UW Credit Union out in the community. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay with anything else. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build-your-own plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now with Rob Demovsky scheduled to coming up. I think this was a good conversation. I appreciate where folks are coming from. I understand that I might be a little antiquated in my view. But I still think that there's something special about being able to spend your entire career in one place, and it's going to be less and less frequent as we move forward. So we talked to Goody earlier this week, and as I said earlier in the week on our show, By the way,
before, just to put a bow on that,
yeah, baby, bow it.
You said it's more generational. Think about this. I think most people of a certain age, you are much more likely to go to a company and work 50 years at that company, get a watch, and call it a day. And in today's job, climate, market, etc., that ain't ever happening. Nobody does that. Everybody is, and especially when you start talking about 35 and under, people are always looking to jump and to boop and to move, and that is probably a direct correlation to sports and life. That's my bow.
No, that's a good point. I probably would have spent my entire career writing for the State Journal if things had played out differently too. So you're right. But again, I'm antiquated. I'm a throwback for sure. So when
took
we
the big free agency deal instead of staying loyal, it's tough. I get it.
Yeah, free agency deal was more like a buyout, and then I was released like Aaron Jones the second time.
You were like old boy Nigel, who is no longer a Buck, I don't believe, right?
Wait, Nigel Hayes is gone?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they released him.
He was on the Sam Decker.
About as short as Sam Decker.
Yeah.
Decker
so, by the way,
Nigel, same career in Milwaukee.
So we got a message, or I got a message from Ron in the Key, who, is never going to miss a chance to think he's correcting us. But he's like, Sam Decker was never a Buck. Like, it was a 3-team trade. Right, but the way it was reported that day during the show, he was traded to the Bucks, and then I saw this with yesterday's trade with the Bucks, right? Shams then updated it with, well, it's actually a 3-team trade. That's what happened with Sam. But for about a half hour, we thought Sam was going to be a Buck because that's how it was initially reported. So now Sam Decker and Nigel Hayes both share the memorable Bucks careers that lasted less than an hour or two. So, that's disappointing. I was kind of excited about that.
That does suck. It would be nice to get him at least some run down there at Fiserv.
Why not? Where the season's going, what's the point not to? All right, we'll talk a little bit about Goody and talking about the struggles in December and January that he talked about on Wednesday with Rob Demovsky, who's going to join us coming up. Have you asked Rob if he's checked out the Pickler yet? He seems like he'd be a racket sports guy.
I don't know if he is, but he should. He should have went at the 1-year anniversary, but he could go at the 1-year, 1-week anniversary this weekend if he wants. And if he wants those free play clinics, got to head down to Menominee Falls, but he can get it down there too. Noon tomorrow.
Well, tell us more.
Oh, all right. I thought you're transitioning right away. I love it. The Pickler, Menominee Falls, right off of Appleton Avenue. Indoor pickleball spot. Weather, not an excuse. It's built for everybody, beginners, former athletes, anyone just trying to move more. When do we ever do a 2.5-minute segment, unless it's the end of the show?
Because Demovsky.
When do we ever do that? No, I understand, but when do we ever do a 1.5-minute segment, unless it's to get to Rich Eisen 10 minutes late?
The end of the show, would love to have a 1.5 minutes.
We are always on Mondays now going to make sure we're out by 11:58 like we're supposed to, because free Learn to Play clinics Monday and Saturday right at noon in the Pickler, Menominee Falls. No experience, no gear. They're going to teach you everything. You're going to get that workout. You meet people. And I tell you, this is how it goes. I don't know. What kind of workout do you get? Are you even going to get a sweat? You're going to get a ton of steps in for all you pedometer-wearing people. You're going to end up meeting a bunch of cool folks. You're going to end up coming back, and you're going to come back again, and you're going to end up with, oh, look at this. I just found a great community of people that love doing what I do, and we get to hang out and have a great time socially, too. That's what the Pickler is all about, and that's so much so we said, Menominee Falls, let's get one in West Allis as well. So that's going to be coming on site pretty soon as well. Stop in at the Pickler in Menominee Falls. Contact the club directly online at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com.
I didn't mean to catch you by surprise there. I figured maybe you would follow the breadcrumbs about the reference to the Pickler.
We got there. I've never at the top of an hour ever done where we've done a minute and a half segment. We'd never done that.
I think it might have been a little longer than that, but your point is well taken. Rob Demovsky of ESPN joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Kyle Bruston Nortman.
We need the final end here. Oh, okay. Who you been, bro?
KBN.
Brian Gutekunst is going to have his best offseason of his entire career. I've been thinking about roster development lately and what Goody has in store for him. And I don't see any way this team can become a title contender unless Goody has the best offseason of his whole career.
Kyle Bruston Nortman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin App, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free DesignWorks rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
If you're into muskie fishing, the Muskie Expo is the place to be this coming weekend, the 13th through the 15th, where you'll find an excellent assortment of everything muskies, held at the Washington County Fair Park. Find out more at muskieexpo.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
this guy's contract status. I don't know if we signed him to a multi-year deal. But again, maybe it works like Josh Jacobs, and we don't know, even though he's under contract. Well, I expect all these guys to be back. They're under contract. But for this season, we bid farewell today to ESPN's Rob Demovsky in his final appearance of the year. Rob, good morning. How are you?
Well, my contract says I'm supposed to be on at 10:15, and it's now 10:23, so I guess you're running out of time.
All right, Rob, we appreciate your time. We'll let you go. I know you've got other
feisty
things
Demovsky
to do.
is my favorite Demovsky. I love it. We should have got to him a little bit later. He'd even be more pissed off. That's what I really wanted.
We would have, and you complaining about the fact that I
That's on me, Rob.
1.5 minute segment.
This one's on me. This one's on me.
Rob, you started your career with the Green Bay Press-Gazette. Now you've been at ESPN for over a decade. How do you feel about players spending their entire careers in one place? Is that an old, antiquated view of sports?
Man, Jason, considering college athletes don't spend 4 years in one place anymore and sometimes don't spend 2 years in one place, it probably is antiquated. I think it's pretty cool. But, I mean, I guess we're old school and we don't think that way anymore. I would like to think that most players would want to do that, assuming they're with a good organization, right? If you're Myles Garrett, you want to spend your entire time in Cleveland? I mean, the guy won Defensive Player of the Year last night, and, what does he have to show for it from a team standpoint? I guess you go home January 2nd every year. So it's a good question. I guess it sort of depends on what your situation is.
Yeah, and our friend Joe Thomas went through the same thing in Cleveland. Your former neighbor Bruce Sutter pitched 12 years in the majors.
Cubs and Cardinals, right?
5 with the Cubs, 4 with the Cardinals, 3 with the Braves, if you're curious about that.
I don't remember the Braves at all.
The last 3 years of his career, his save numbers with the Braves, 23, 3, and 14. So that would be why you don't remember your neighbor.
I don't remember.
Let's start with Goody. And I do want to start with, because I'm about to post my story, and I'm curious what you thought, because I don't like you as much as I used to, but I still respect your opinion. I'm curious what you think. What you think
you
of
two
Josh
are the odd couple, man. You two are the odd couple. I don't know who's who, because I don't even know the odd couple, but you two are the odd couple.
What do you think of Josh Jacobs' situation? What are your expectations for him this coming season?
I think he'll be back, Jason, under a restructured contract. And I think if you look at the deal, that was sort of always the way it was going to be with him. It was always sort of a 2-year deal because he got a $12 million signing bonus. He made, I think, $22 million in the first 2 years of a $48 million deal. And then this year it spikes. The base salary goes from 1.17 to 10.2 this year and 12.2 next year. The cash isn't necessarily different because he had all those bonuses early on, but the way it's structured is massively different. So when you see a guy that, his base salary increases by almost 10 times what it was the year before, that's just going to be a restructure. And I do think the way that Josh has performed and the way he has been in the locker room and the way he has been a leader and durable, playing through things even though he was banged up, I think the Packers value that. And here's the other thing, Jason, there's nobody else, man. If you're waiting on Marshawn Lloyd, you might be waiting as long as I was waiting for you guys to come back from break. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I love it.
You wonder why I don't like you.
Snap.
I mean, there's no, if you're relying on Marshawn Lloyd, that's a fool's errand. So, and as much as Emmanuel Wilson has been a really good backup, he's not. I don't think you can go into a season saying he's a number one. And then where do you find a running back these days? I mean, because you're certainly not going to draft one in the second or third rounds probably. So, yeah, I think Josh Jacobs is the guy.
Were you thinking the same way 2 years ago?
You got Aaron Jones late.
Right. Were you thinking the same way about Aaron Jones 2 years ago, too? Like he had 5 100-yard games.
I thought the Aaron Jones era had come to an end at that time. I feel like that was my thinking at the time.
Okay.
How old was Aaron Jones then?
29.
I'm trying to remember. And
29.
Jacobs
is going to be 28 on Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. So a little bit younger. Also, I mean, Aaron Jones had missed a lot of, maybe not a lot, had missed a handful of games the previous couple of years. And I remember early on in Josh Jacobs' tenure, there was a play where he got, hit and hobbled off. And as much as I respected Aaron Jones, I thought to myself, man, Aaron Jones takes that hit, or Aaron Jones pulls up, with a calf or a hamstring, and he probably misses 3 or 4 weeks, and Josh Jacobs didn't miss any time. So I do think there's value in that. And again, that's no knock on Aaron Jones. It was just where he was at in his career at that time.
Go ahead, Tausch. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt you again. You just keep rolling. Rob, I just look at it from a perspective of Goody likes young players. And I don't know who asked the question in the press conference the other day, but the abnormality of 30 years old and whatnot. He has a type, and Josh Jacobs is. I think you're right. I didn't want to give him any credit, but you get up to that line, right? You get up to that line. Yeah. Where is that line? And what are you going to do? Try to keep him for 2 more years, or do you just go year to year? Because last year, yes, he fought through things, and everybody that you talk to says the same thing you just did. Great leader, tough, but the run game wasn't productive last year. And a lot of that falls at the offensive line, no doubt, and that group is going to be retooled again. But how much of it is, where are we at with Josh Jacobs? And the one thing I would say is you're going to have Christian Watson healthy, whether Golden with his speed. Teams are going to sit back like they did this year, 2 deep safeties, and say, run the football against us. We'll challenge you. And when you don't have a home run hitter, which we didn't, Marshawn Lloyd not – it makes it really tough on the offense to go about and try to get explosive plays. So how much do you look at his lack of productivity this year on him compared to the O-line?
Yeah, I mean, that's all good points. He still averaged 4.0 yards a carry. His career average is 4.2. Still had 13 touchdowns, and he did all of it without. And you're right, you mentioned the word explosive. His long run this year was 40 yards, and what do you think his long run was the year before?
39.
Yeah, so I think 38 or 39. Okay. But he's not he's not the rip-off 65-yard runs, but the flip side is he's consistent, and he gets good yardage most of the time. He missed, 2 games this year, right? And he ended up with about 80 less carries and about exactly 400 less yards. I don't know. I do think you probably go year to year if he's willing to do it, and if he's not willing to do it, then good luck to him finding somebody who's going to give a 28-year-old running back a 4-year deal.
Rob, what did you think of Goody's answer on special teams? Because I know you and I have had this discussion all year. I'm not since it's your last appearance. I want you happy, smiling when you walk out of here. So I'm not going to bring up the fact Bisaccia is the highest paid special teams coach. Because what does it matter?
Well,
I'm not going to go there today
anymore with all the new coaching hires. He might not be.
That's fair. That's fair. But of all the things he said, Ed Goody had a lot of good stuff. I thought his stuff with Ron Wolf was great. The O-line, I thought he was brutally honest about. Yeah. Why are we sitting here trying to say special teams was better when I don't know what metrics you're looking at that you're going to say that they've been better under Rich Bisaccia?
Yeah, here's what I would say about the entirety of Goody's press conference, Tausch. And you're right, he did have some good things to say about, process and people that he's worked with in the past. But when it came down to his football team and answering questions about it, I don't think you can believe anything there. Not saying he's just a liar, but when Brian Gutekunst stands up there and says, Nate Hobbs is under contract, so we think he'll be back. Rashawn Gary is under contract, so we think he'll be back. Elton Jenkins is under contract, so we think he'll be back. You know that's not true. So therefore, everything he said, you don't know if it's true or not. Like, he's not going to sit up there and say, yeah, boy, I swung and missed on Nate Hobbs, and Nate Hobbs was terrible, and Nate Hobbs couldn't play through injuries. He's just not going to do it. So you have to trust his actions more than his words. And I would be willing to bet that on what's the third day of the league year when Nate Hobbs is due a $6 million roster bonus or whatever it is, he ain't on the roster. Okay, so and I bring that up by saying, basically anything Goody said, I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's of any value. Again, I'm not like calling him a liar. He's very articulate up there. He's very good, but he's not going to sit up there and trash his own team, his own decisions, his coaches, whatever. That's just not his style. And, that's what I think fans get so upset. And I understand it. Like, it's almost like he's pissing on your head and telling you it's raining when he says the special teams aren't a problem. I understand why people are upset by that. But you got to understand that that's not – his style isn't to say that this guy stinks and that guy stinks. You just have to trust his actions. And, with those free agents or guys that are under contract that won't be here, how many times has he sat up there and told us, yeah, we want all of our free agents back. Aaron Jones, we hope to have him back. Well, he wasn't back. So, it's part of the game. I'm not trying to be negative or cynical, but that's just sort of the way guys are. And it's the way Goody is. And you know what? I think fans just have to take a deep breath and say, does Brian Gutekunst really think Nate Hobbs is really good and is going to be back for another year? No, he doesn't.
And that's, let's be honest, that's frustrating for us in our role, right? Just like Tausch mentioned it, like when I asked, and I regret saying that there seems to be a line of demarcation at 30, because then he seized on it. But, hey, you had two guys on your roster that had a 30th birthday. One was a kicker, one was a long snapper. How can you say there's no line of demarcation?
Jason, what did Ted always used to say? Well, that's just the way it worked out. But you're the one who made it work out that way, right? So, that's exactly, your question was spot on. I mean, it was, it's true. Like they don't have players that are older than 30. That's just not the way that they operate. And I did think the interesting thing, and I don't remember who asked this, and it was a very brief answer by Goody, was, we talked a lot about how they didn't finish games, they haven't finished seasons, and somebody, I don't know if it was you, maybe it was you.
It was Bill. Bill Huber.
Bill Huber. Yeah, is it because you're the youngest team in the league 3 years in a row? And he just no, that is not the reason. I don't know that's, maybe it is the reason. I think there is something, I included that part in my story, and maybe it is the reason. I don't know.
Rob, what are they going to do with because to me, one of the things that I don't remember which one of you guys asked about the second contracts, and I've used the John Runyon, where I think in the past John Runyon would have been re-signed, and then you don't go get a Banks. And I know John Runyon is probably in the middle, maybe even on the lower tier, but he was drafted by Green Bay. Now he's playing with the Giants. And Sean Ryan, to me, is going to be that case study, because where do you think Goody is drawing the line of, we'll take this guy back at this price, or we just want to upgrade constantly, and we always are going to upgrade younger unless we get one of these big stars in free agency that you've seen he will pay top dollar for guys he views as difference makers. The Sean Ryan part of this, I think, will tell you a lot about where Goody's at. You think he is going to get brought back, or how do you view it?
Yeah, and I mean, Josh Myers last year was the same way, right? I mean, they weren't going to pay Josh Myers like $3 or $4 million. So it's a good question. I would say that, Sean Ryan, the narrative on him changed mid-season, obviously when the injury happened and he moved to center. I mean, he stood there like a week or two before that and said, yeah, I know I'm not back here next year. I'm just going to try to make the best of, what opportunities I get. I certainly think, don't think he expected to play the last however many games as the starting center, and I think he really helped himself, whether it's here or with somebody else. I just have a hard time, Tausch, seeing them give an offensive lineman who was a part-time starter any kind of significant contract. Now, if the market is such that Sean Ryan doesn't get, more than $4 million a year or whatever, could the Packers, come in week 2 of free agency and said, yeah, we'll give you, a 3-year, $12 million deal or $15 million deal? Yeah, probably. But I would be willing to bet there's somebody that will pay more. And that's why I think that he probably won't be back. But not saying he shouldn't be, but, they're going to have, a left tackle, Jordan Morgan, still on the rookie contract. Aaron Banks is high priced. Zach Tom is high priced. I'm not sure how many. Can you really have 3 high priced offensive linemen when you're not in the greatest cap situation, in the world? He did say they'll have flexibility. I get it. But the reason that they're going to have flexibility is because they're going to cut Elton Jenkins and they're going to cut Nate Hobbs and they're going to, probably cut Rashawn Gary.
So, Rob, there's one player that you just mentioned that I'm curious about. Aaron Banks has a $9 million roster bonus due on the 3rd day of the league year. Is that right? You know contracts way better than I do. I think that's the case.
I have that up here. It'll just take me just a second. It is $9.5 million due the 5th day of the league year.
So what do you think happens there? Because look, he did seem to play better late in the year when he got healthy. Right. They can easily just convert that to a signing bonus and spread it out. Yeah. Do you expect him back? Because if you move on from him too, you basically have everybody new except for Belton at right guard, and your right tackle is coming off of a torn patellar tendon.
Yeah. My feeling on Banks is that he is back, but it obviously will have to be a restructure. And like you said, if you turn that $9.5 million roster bonus into a signing bonus, you can prorate it over 3 years, 2026, 27, 28. His base salary is also $7.7 million. You can convert some of that into the signing bonus as well, and it would lower his, could lower his cap number or push cap out future years, because his cap number next year is $24.85 million, which I think might be like top 3 or 4 on the team. Last time I looked, I remember it being really high. So, yeah, I do think, however, he will be back under some sort of altered contract. They were, from what I can tell, they were pretty happy with the way he played once he got into a rhythm and found his way a little bit.
Okay, a couple more things, because I know you got to be out by 10:45, and from what I understand, we got to you late.
I got an oil change appointment at 11 o'clock at a local Honda establishment.
I always thought that you did that yourself, kind of a grease monkey type of guy.
The only thing I can do is work on this little Mini Cooper model that I have on my desk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wonder where you got that from.
Cool. It looks like a Lego set there. Yeah, nice.
I remember the guy who gave you that when you had that vehicle. Hey, 2 things. One, are you surprised at all that the only changes that appear to be happening on this coaching staff are based on people going elsewhere? I guess Ansley, maybe they parted ways with because he's not Gannon's guy. But are you surprised by that at all, especially on the offensive line, offensive coordinator type scenario?
Very, very surprised, Jason. I thought there would be some changes. And, I mean, Ryan Mahaffey got another job. There was one report that the Packers were parting ways with the receivers coach. I don't know if that's true or not. But he did land
in Philly.
He ended up landing
in Philly with Sean Mannion.
With Mannion, yeah. So yes, to answer your question, I am surprised. I thought we would see some changes on the offensive side of the ball.
And then the other thing is, Tausch always says, "Don't come to me with problems unless you have solutions." Right?
Solutions.
Goody came to us, and you wrote about it. I wrote about it. I had to scroll past Jordan Love and his wife Ronica talking about expecting a baby on the Packers blog on ESPN.com to get to your story today. But this whole not finishing seasons and not finishing games, but Goody gave no explanation as to why he thought that was an issue. Why do you think it's been an issue?
It was, it wasn't injuries. It wasn't that they're the 3rd youngest team in the league. It wasn't special teams. Again, he didn't give any reasons, and it doesn't mean he doesn't have reasons. I'm sure he does. I'm sure there are things that they're going to do on his end to try to fix it. I'm sure he didn't want to sit up there and, he doesn't want to criticize the coach because he's not the coach's boss, right?
Right.
And that's the structure that we talked about over and over and over again. So, I think all those things we talked about, injuries, inexperience, coaching decisions, players not playing as well as they thought they should, and that falls on Goody's department. I think that's all part of it. It's not, I hate that. It's never just one thing, but it's not. Like, football is a complicated game. It's a lot of things. And on one day it was the special teams. Another day it was a bad timeout or not going for it when you should have gone for it. Another day it was a player who dropped, a pass that was right in his hands. Like, I mean, it's different things on different days. If it was just one thing, you might actually even feel better because you could fix that one thing. But
right.
I don't think football's that way, even for the really good teams. It's a lot of it, but no, Goody wasn't going to give us any of his thoughts on why.
Rob,
last one for me is the lack of numbers and years. We just don't hear what these guys. You asked Goody, does that bother you, or is it just this is the way the Packers do business?
Yeah, I do think it's been hard to find out, and like in years past, they never announced it or never said it, but we were able to find out. Clearly, the agents for these guys have been told by the Packers, don't release this, because I've tried with the agents. Goody's agent isn't necessarily a guy that you'd talk to a lot or know a lot about. He's not it's not one of the, it's not David Dunn. It's not Trace Armstrong. I just don't think that anybody wants that information out, and I don't know why.
Oh, we got
why
that
do you think they don't?
I don't know.
Why don't they?
I really don't know. But my guess is that it's probably because they don't want, when they get to the situation like they were in last year, where it was going into last year, that being the dominating topic. If you don't know when the last year it is of their deals, then you can't talk about the possibility of being lame duck the next year. That's the only
ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Okay.
But I do think, Tausch, I'm guessing, and again, this is a guess. It's probably safe to assume they got 3-year extensions, meaning there's probably 4 years total on their deal. I mean,
gotcha.
I highly doubt they would have done
sense.
anything less, and I highly, as in Goody and those guys and LaFleur, accepting anything less, and I highly doubt the Packers would have done anything more.
I agree with Rob on that. Rob, in all seriousness, it's been a great year. You have, we always appreciate your time.
Rob, you are a needle mover. You are a needle mover.
We'll be very judicious.
Only one time did Jesse have to use the dump button, and I still feel bad about it.
That's actually not true.
Actually,
in your swan song today, you got dumped too.
Did I really? What did I say?
You can't say that.
There are certain ways to use the
weird
P
deal.
word
I'm with you.
that are apparently
the
legal.
The P word can't be used if you're actually doing it.
Got a tinkle on your
head. You
head.
can say that
it's
you're
raining.
angry, but you can't. Yeah, you can't.
Got to wake up with
the act of urinating. You can't.
That's weird.
But being angry,
I don't get it either.
You're fine.
Yeah, we don't get it, but it's the truth.
So that's 2 for the year.
The softification of our society.
Well, that's never an issue with you, that's for sure. Rob?
I had no idea. I've used that line on multiple radio shows for years, and how did I know I wasn't?
Yeah.
I mean, I must have gotten dumped before.
Peeing in your Cheerios,
urinating
in the Cheerios.
Just like junior high and high school, I get dumped again.
Nice. Rob, seriously, we appreciate you all season long.
Appreciate you, Rob.
We look forward to next year.
All right, have a great offseason.
That is Rob Demovsky of ESPN.com, who once again pissed us off by using a word that he shouldn't have used in the way that he used it. But his insights are always appreciated on this here program, and today was no different. That is an interesting double standard. He's not wrong about that.
It doesn't.
It's the FCC, not me.
There's also I believe there's a fine line on the B word as well. The FCC draws, right?
Yes.
Which I think is odd, but be that as it may. All right, we need to play trivia. Jesse, what's the topic today, and what caller would you like?
Fun topic today. So it's super trivia in honor of the big game coming up tomorrow. And when I got together with my dad yesterday for the second part of my day,
you had him write the trivia.
He said, "Hey, I've got something for you here." So this is from a magazine that he got in Muskego, and it had 10 Super Bowl, I can say that here, fun facts. And so he said, maybe you could make some trivia questions. And I said, okay, Dad, I will. So I made 3 trivia questions based on the fun facts from the Muskego magazine that he read earlier this week. Super trivia.
All right, what caller do you want? Your dad is 77 years old?
I don't actually remember how old he is. Right. It's Super Bowl 60. Let's just do caller 6.
Caller 6 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 6 right now plays trivia. Want to remind you that while you're not making calls to play trivia, you can be making calls to Gruber Law Offices if you've been injured in an accident. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. And remember, every time you watch a Badger basketball game at the Kohl Center, from the charity stripe, every time they make a free throw, it supports the UW Carbone Cancer Center, because every time they do, David and his team make a donation to the UW Carbone Cancer Center at the charity stripe at the Kohl Center. It's one of the many things David and his team do in our community, so always keep an eye out. You're going to see him everywhere. I was at Sydney's volleyball practice last night, and there's David Gruber up on a billboard. He's everywhere, and that's because he is there for you if you've suffered an injury in an accident. Gruber Offices, one call, that's all. Call for trivia next.
Outdoor volleyball?
Huh?
Playing outdoor volleyball?
No, it was in the facility. It was inside.
There's an indoor billboard in.
It's like an electronic thing, yeah.
Okay, old David Gruber now.
He's everywhere.
Yep.
More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
AdventKnows.com. An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen.
Anthony Davis got traded in a huge deal from the Dallas Mavericks. Ultimately, what the Dallas Mavericks have now received for Luka is Max Christie, Chris Middleton, who was once great, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Brown, Marvin Bagley III, a 29 Lakers first, a 26 Oklahoma City first. That's this year. Breaking news, they're good. And a Golden State Warriors first in 2030, which is a top 20 protected pick, and 3 second-rounders. When you hear this, basically, average, everyday, great fan of unsportsmanlike out there probably says, I think I've heard of Chris Middleton, and that's the extent of this. That's where this ends for a generational player in Luka. Do we now have to look at this and say it's the worst trade ever?
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold a lie with sportswear, too. You pay a fortune for big-name gear, a fancy logo, a slogan, and it still stinks. Iron Jock doesn't play that game. Silver ion technology is woven into every thread, killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. And now, through February 10th, our listeners can get 40% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code SUPER40. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Presented by Indeed.
Thanks, as always, to Rob Demovsky. We look forward to his return, and unless this rampant profanity use causes him to not be brought back next season. I don't know what his cap number is, and if we can restructure with him if need be, but we appreciate his insights that he gives us throughout the season. Time now for trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. Roses are red, strawberries are too. The chocolate strawberry shake is calling you. Try it at Cousin Subs.
That does sound delish. Let's welcome in our contestant. He's the contestant formerly known as Sean in Waukesha. Now he's known as Sean in Beloit. Sean, good morning. How are you?
Morning. No swearing from me.
Yeah, well, that's I get it. It can be tricky. We appreciate you using good, wholesome language on the program. Maybe you'll get all three right, and you'll have no reason to deliver any expletives either. Let's go. Question one. From this category where Jesse's dad kind of did the work for him, apparently, but not entirely.
He got me 3/4 of the way there, and then yeah.
Well, thank you, Usher George.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, question one is this. Super Bowl Sunday is the day Americans consume the most food, except for that one other day. What is the only day that tops Super Bowl Sunday for food consumption in the U.S.? Is it Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, or Free Food Friday with Pizza Hut at ESPN Madison?
I could say in my family it's Christmas, but I'm going to go with Thanksgiving.
Smart man, well played. Indeed, you are correct. Question two, Sean. Which of these is the only NFC franchise that has never played in the Super Bowl game? Only NFC franchise to have never played in a Super Bowl. Is it the Washington Commanders, the Detroit Lions, or the Arizona Cardinals?
Detroit.
Indeed. Bobby Lane, 1957.
Man, this is the Super Bowl.
It's been a while. All right, question three and a chance at a clean sweep. Super Bowl I featured the Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs. Which of these venues was that game played at? Was it played at the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, or the Los Angeles Coliseum?
I'm going to go with the Coliseum.
Well, You chose wisely.
Hey, all right.
Sean, 3 for 3, nothing to swear about there. We appreciate you. You got 4 entries. Jesse's going to draw the winner in the 11 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for that. I hope you've enjoyed your move from Waukesha to Beloit.
Hey, I wanted to thank Tauscher for the selfie at the hockey game. Good luck to his team. Stay.
Oh.
Appreciate it.
Wow.
Appreciate it. Absolutely.
You
good
charge
tussle
for
down
that?
at Beloit a couple weeks ago. No. Couple weeks ago
that's
down
a
at
good
Beloit.
team. Really good team.
Yeah, we got a good squad this year. Got a good squad.
So if
well,
Sean sends...
everybody last night, just not to put our business out on the street, but there was a table set up, and everybody was excited because there's an ESPN Madison. Oh, ESPN Madison's going to be here tonight. And we had some issues that happened, and I don't know if we're going to reboot, but Hunter and the team have done a couple of hockey games this year, high school hockey, which is new for our prep team.
Awesome.
Love it.
Yes, indeed.
If Sean prints that photo and sends it to the ESPN Madison studios, will you sign it and send it back to him?
Sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Tausch. Very nice.
I appreciate you, Sean. I don't know what Jason. This is Jason's way of being a knob,
knucklehead.
Why?
Yeah, it's a knucklehead.
Wouldn't it be great to have an autographed version of the photo?
Oh, you're just signing up tout.
I'm
Okay.
gonna start. This
Hey,
is
Sean,
where it's so
if
funny.
Jason
Your
could-
hypocrisy sometimes. If I said something and did that to you, you'd be mad.
Yeah.
Sean, more than
If
happy. I'll see
drives
Sean
up
again.
to Green Bay, would you be happy
Yeah.
to treat him to lunch, Jason?
I didn't ask him to buy him lunch. If somebody took a picture with me and they sent it to me and they actually wanted me to sign
give
it,
him a
I would
private
sign
tour
it.
of
All
your
right,
office
send
at
out your
Lambeau?
address.
Yeah.
Give your address out to everybody and let people send stuff to you.
I said the
Wouldn't that be
ESPN
nice?
Madison office.
I know, but this is your studio, your basement. So I love it. Love it. I have some things I want you to sign. So just let us know and we'll send it out. Sean,
Okay.
thank you
He
very
wants
much.
to
I don't know
leave.
why this thing took
Thanks
a
again,
weird
guys.
turn. Appreciate it, Sean.
Sean can't get out of here fast enough now.
Trust me, I'm with Sean.
Awkward.
Yeah, way to go, Jason. You took a nice, lovely moment and made it super awkward. Well done.
More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
48 minutes left. We got 52 minutes left in the show today.
You brought the voice out. That's how you know you got him.
More next.
More Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares, Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Join us March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, where you can bowl with your favorite WTMJ hosts. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 to get more information on how you can be part of our latest WTMJ Cares event.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Wisconsin is still cattle country. And that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
It's a great time to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize, courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. To register, go to welkesdatenight.com or the ESPN Wisconsin app and click on the contest page for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers, candles, chocolates, rose petals, a $100 gift card to Bartolotta Restaurants. You can also win a Milwaukee basketball game where they take on Toronto on February 22nd. Register to win this Valentine's Day, courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist through February 12th. Go to welkesdatenight.com or the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For the big game this year, upgrade what's in your cooler. Meet Carbless, handcrafted premium cocktails in a can made with real spirits and big, bold flavor. Zero sugar, zero carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Carbless delivers bartender quality cocktails that are easy to enjoy from kickoff to the final play. Perfect for watch parties, game day spreads, or packed living rooms. When the food is hot and the game is loud, crack open a cold Carbless. Stock up on flavors like black raspberry, lemon lime, and pineapple before game day. Carbless, full of flavor, ready for kickoff.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We'll get to our Super Bowl preview coming up, which I think was that last year's Super Bowl that Ed Helms Sucks became the preview. I think that's the case.
I think it was a couple years ago.
No, it feels like it's longer than that because that show's been off the air for a while.
But let's check in with the poll question before we get to that at the top of the 11 o'clock hour. Do you care if your sports heroes spend the entirety of their careers with the same team? 59% of you say yes, I care. 41% of you say no, I don't. So that is where that stands currently. We will get to our preview coming up after I tell you about Steinhoffels. We don't have any sleepers today, but President's Day is right around the corner, and Steinhoffels is celebrating big. Right now, save at least 10% off store-wide on the furniture you've been waiting for, and it gets better. Spend over $4,999, and Steinhoffels gives you a 65, it's Tausch's old numbers, 65-inch 4K smart TV. Wow. Plus, this weekend only, get a $100 University Bookstore gift card for new Badgers gear when you spend over $1,999. So you spend $5,000 on your new furniture, you get a new TV, you get $100 at the UW Bookstore. What more could you ask for? Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Make your next activation or event a slam dunk with Captivate Exhibits, your leader in transforming spaces and creating brand experiences that truly stand out and connect. If you can dream it, Captivate can design it, build it, and activate it. From trade shows and events to enhancing interior spaces like your lobby, history wall, or break room, Captivate Exhibits turns ideas into highlight reels. With over 32 years of award-winning experience, Captivate delivers every time, always beating the buzzer. Get started with your next big idea today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. And it begins with our much anticipated Super Bowl preview.
Let's take a closer look at this week's matchup. This is the Green and Gold Game Preview.
Well, it's the Green and Gold Game Preview, but it's also the Big Game Preview. Someday it'll be the Green and Gold Game Preview this weekend again. The New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks squaring off in Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. 4 big questions for the big game coming up on Sunday.
4?
Yeah.
Usually it's only 3.
4 of them today. Big game.
Did your dad do these for us?
He did not. This was all me. What is the big storyline heading into Super Bowl 60? Tausch?
I mean, to me, watching what, and again, this is a Packers-centric show, but I watch a lot of NFL. I don't know if New England is going to be able to protect their quarterback. And I know his shoulder's been, part of this whole process, his right shoulder. But Seattle's got a really, really good defense. They're able to pressure and make quarterbacks' lives uncomfortable. And I think New England's going to have a hard time moving the football in that regard. So to me, it's going to be quarterback play, but who can protect their guy better? Whoever does that's going to win this game on Sunday.
Yeah, the storyline for me is a simple one. I want to see Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl. There's a guy whose journey has been full of ups and mostly downs. And
he's played for more than one team.
He's bounced around quite a bit. And we remember, and Tausch certainly remembers, his admission that he was seeing ghosts when he was with the Jets. This is a really cool redemption story. So I don't know him at all. They came here for the training camp joint practices before the preseason game this summer. Seems like a likable dude. But I think it would be a really neat redemption story if he can win a Super Bowl and play really well. Maybe even be the Super Bowl MVP of the game. Next.
Jesse. You know what that tells me?
What?
Jason likes John Schneider more than he likes Elliott Wolf. That's what that just tells me.
Oh, wow.
I like the story of Sam Darnold better than I like the story
Ron
of Drake
Wolf,
May.
But I think you're more John Schneider than Elliott. That's what that tells me.
Not a big fan of his kid.
Deductively reasoning.
If Elliott's quarterback was Sam Darnold, I would have picked Sam Darnold and the Patriots.
I don't know, Jim.
No.
I don't know Johnny Schneider. I don't know. That's your guy. We know that's your guy. All right.
Which player will have the biggest impact on the team that wins the Super Bowl this weekend? Tausch?
Well, you know where I'm going. I have been up on the balcony proclaiming Rashid Shaheed has been the difference maker in helping this Seattle Seahawks team get there. He's made big plays in the receiving game. He's obviously done it in the special teams. And he is the type of player. He is going to be our Bond for next season. We need to find a Rashid Shaheed in the G&G. And maybe it'll be Rashid Shaheed. That is going to be with the G&G to help. But he has been such a difference maker. And if Seattle is going to win, which, again, I think they will. I'm going to pick New England just because I'm going to go Oppo this weekend because everybody thinks Seattle's winning. So I'm an Oppo guy. But he is the catalyst. He's been such a, especially December and January, he's been critical in their wins. I think he will be the guy that is going to be the catalyst to help him get it done.
That's a really great choice by you.
Thank you very much. You scroll in the roster to find a couple names you like?
No, I'm going to go with I'm going with the name that you don't ever remember.
Kenny
Skywalker. Kenneth Walker III. I saw something from Jeff Darlington that, nobody was talking to him when they would have press availabilities with the Seahawks. This guy, he's the primary reason they're in the Super Bowl, right? Wasn't he the hero of the NFC Championship game? He carried them. So I'm going to go with Ken Walker, because Zach Charbonnet is out for the season, and Ken has been a key part of their offense. Next.
All right, Jason, as an Elliott Wolf hater, the New England Patriots upset the Seattle Seahawks and win Super Bowl 60 if...
Wait a minute, just rewind for a second. You said upset. So what is the line? I have not been...
4.5. 4.5 for the Seahawks. Yeah, 4.5-point favorites. Which some of the conversation on the national shows this week is there's no way you can consider the New England Patriots an underdog. They've won 6 Super Bowls. They're the greatest dynasty, arguably, in American sports in the last 3 decades.
You might as well be talking about Lombardi's Packers when you're talking about Belichick's Patriots. Come on, man.
But you just can't look. You can't look at the logo and the helmets and the uniforms and say that team's an underdog.
No, I just did, and I am looking at it that way.
Okay, I'm saying you're in the minority. I don't think most people look at it that way.
Okay, great. All right. Well, most people should get on board.
So anyway, the New England Patriots upset the Seattle Seahawks this weekend because they are betting underdogs if blank. Tausch, how do we fill in that blank?
But you just asked Jason.
Sorry. I was making the Elliott Wolf joke. Either of you, how do the Patriots...
So which way am I going here? Is it me or Jason?
Both of you can say how the Patriots upset the Seahawks.
Here's the way the Patriots are going to win this game. They're going to win it with special teams, and they're going to win it with defense. I don't think their offense is going to have some monster day. I think their quarterback's going to be limited. He's going to have to run more. I don't know. I know they have Stephon Diggs. They have some weapons, but that's not how they're going to win. They're going to win kind of the oppo of how Green Bay has won. They're going to do it with all 3 phases, but especially, I really think, and Jason mentioned this, Sam Darnold's been good. He still has those things hanging over him, and he's had 2 weeks for it to fester. New England is going to pressure him. Everybody is saying this redemption arc, and granted, it's been good, but his season was choppy. He had stretches where he wasn't very good. Now, he's been good in the postseason, But the way New England's going to win is the way New England has won other Super Bowls, and that is make a couple big plays on special teams, and they're going to have to get after Sam Darnold and force him to be uncomfortable. If Sam Darnold's back there patting that football, hopping around, taking looks, they're beat. If you get in his face and get him moving, you're going to be happy with the results. That's how New England wins this game.
Yeah, I'm going to steal what Tausch said in his first answer because that all makes sense. But if Sam Darnold does play like Sam Darnold has played at times, to Tausch's point, I mean, thinking through 13 interceptions during the regular season, that's a lot. If Drake May has his moment, and despite dealing with the injury and whatever limitations, but he throws 2 big touchdown passes to Stephon Diggs, finds a way to solve the riddle of that Seahawks defense, and outplays Darnold, and Darnold makes a few mistakes. That's how the Patriots upset them. You know, I know we don't say turnovers as the reason when we do this preview, but to me anyway, there's a chance that Sam Darnold ruins my redemption story suggestion, and he plays poorly. We saw it happen to him last year in the playoff game for the Vikings against Detroit, in the playoff game for the first overall seed against Detroit, and then in their playoff game the following week. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. This isn't Elway versus Favre in Super Bowl 32. I get that. But the quarterback that makes the most plays and the fewest mistakes will tilt the field. Question 4?
Yeah, last one, and I'm calling an audible on what I had on the show sheet.
So you had 4 questions.
Yep.
You purposely added a 4th question, and now you're not asking the question you had for the 4th question?
Correct. I thought of a better one. Yeah.
Okay.
On a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being ultra juicy and 1 being no juice, how juicy is this Super Bowl matchup?
3.75.
I thought you just said you felt like it was pretty juicy before. Now you're saying
I was down to like a 1. Monday, I was at like a 1.
I mean, 3.75
I've tripled over the course of the week.
That's not very juicy, though.
And by Sunday, I think I'll be up to like a 6. Like I'm an incremental. Like Jason always says, growth isn't linear. I'm an incremental juice guy. I've tripled my juice level from Monday to Friday. I'm guessing by Sunday afternoon, when you got the wings brewing, you got the Coors Lights flowing, and you got your Tito's mixer,
you're brewing your wings, huh?
My juice level's going to get up to 6 and some change, and that's about
6-7
when it's a non-packer, or if it's not there's not the star power. That's about where I'm at.
Yeah, mine said it. What was it? 3.75.
That is correct.
Mine is at a 3.75, and it's not going to go any higher. I'm hopeful for Goody's 2 chums that was the best answer we got from him, by the way, on Wednesday was the Ron Wolf, John Schneider, Elliott Wolf answer. It was out of nearly 40 minutes. It was the best answer we got. I'm excited for both those guys. I will be happy for whichever one wins, but beyond that, I'm not excited about this, and I understand why a lot of other people aren't either. I really wanted. If you were looking for a dream matchup and it wasn't going to involve the Packers and we weren't going to be at Radio Row and I wasn't going to be covering the game, I wanted Rams-Bills.
Yeah.
That was the matchup that I wanted if it wasn't going to include the Packers. And we didn't get either one. And Sean McDermott got fired.
After the second round of the playoffs, these playoffs exponentially decreased in interest to me.
NFC Championship game was great.
I mean, it was a good game.
I agree.
But
come on. It was a great game.
I don't know if it's because the Bears were in it, and so I was actively rooting against them so hard that it just felt like there wasn't a level of passion for or against any remaining
Once
team.
They lost to the Rams, you lost interest?
Yes. Yeah.
Huh.
I was really interested in that second weekend, even with the Packers out. And then once we got to the conference championships, I totally lost interest in the matchups.
And unfortunately, here's the problem. It's why I said we should have played it last Sunday. You can't. Time kills deals. Time kills enthusiasm. Time kills juice. There's a reason we invented refrigerators. You don't want juice sitting out 2 weeks. So what happened? And college football continues to screw this up more than the pros. And they're going to wait till the end of January next year? I mean, unless Wisconsin is in it, I'm going to tell you right now, my juice level is going to be low. Get low. It's going to be the limbo playoffs of next year. They're not going to finish till the 25th of blanking January next year. That juice is going to be rotten. No fridge. Hopefully it's freezing outside. We can put our juice outside, put it in a snowbank.
Was the Get Low song that you were singing from Lil Jon, is that often played when people are doing the limbo? Because I've not experienced that in my limbo playing days.
Well, how much limbo playing have you done?
More than you, I bet.
I used to love going to the roller rink, dude. Melody Gardens, by the way, still has, if anybody's up in the greater Wood County area, head on in there. They have great ice cream, so I'm not going out of pocket here. But their breakfast specials and their food, phenomenal. And yes, they had limbo back in the day.
Are you telling us that you never did limbo after your roller skating days of your youth?
No, Jesse's just trying to act like I never limbo. Now, I can't bend my knee as good as I am.
You limbo?
I did the limbo when we were at a resort in Mexico in 2019. That is the last time I limboed. I'm willing to bet any amount of money that I have that I have limboed more recently than Tausch.
How much money you got?
Not much.
I don't know. I'll have to check my limbo. I keep a journal of all of my limbos. Oh, so I'll take a look, Jell, and I will get back to you on my limbo journaling. Okay?
I'm not gonna lie. This is why I do love doing this show, because at 11:24 on Friday, February 6th, the topic on the program was, when is the last time Tausch did the limbo? And it may have been the best moment of the show so far.
When did you last limbo, Jason?
Probably at a wedding.
Not in 2021.
Not at your wedding, because I didn't go. But did we do the limbo at the reception for Carrie and Jeff and Monroe's son? I don't think so. But not. You probably have me beat. It was probably pre-pandemic. But we went to a few weddings before that, and I know we did the limbo at it. I remember the girls doing it. So, again, I look forward to Tausch revealing from his limbo journal when the last time he got low.
Well, by the way, I could go in limbo this afternoon. I'll just put that bar up super high, and I'll say I limboed. That ain't really the theory of limboing. Limboing, you gots to get low. Otherwise, it's not really limboing.
Limbo's a hard one to officiate, also, because when do you got to bend the knees appropriately, and when do you?
Yeah,
can you just crouch?
Do your hands? If your hands touch, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Hands hit the floor.
Jesse, in all your umpiring, have you ever officiated a limbo contest?
I can't say that I have. No.
Okay. There you have it.
Add it to Wilde Tausch Fest whenever we get around to that.
And we'll do it in conjunction with the Hall of Fame opening. And I'm sure American Family Insurance will be there for all of it for us.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we're going to do a limbo contest, we better have American Family Insurance there. People are going to need it, because I got a hunch stuff might happen. American Family Insurance, a proud partner of Wilde Tausch from the jump. And since 1927, they have been committed to making life better with outstanding home and auto protection. Also, you're free to enjoy your dreams, so insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
Our prize picks for the big game are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home Blow and Bailey Cope. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
Valentine's Day is almost here, and Cousin Subs has the perfect sweet treat. Our limited-time chocolate strawberry shake mixes rich chocolate and sweet strawberry flavor into one creamy, indulgent sip. Share it on a date, or enjoy it just for you. But hurry, it's only available through February 15th. Order in store, online, or in the app today. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Big news from Carbless. A fan favorite, and one of my favorites, Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and if you're serious about getting more active this year, listen up. The Pickler in Menominee Falls is indoor pickleball, and it's for everybody, whether you're brand new or just trying to move more. Right now, they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They'll teach you everything. So stop talking about your New Year's resolutions and go do something about it. Stop in at The Pickler in Menominee Falls or call the club for more details.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian,
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions. Or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Quick question before we get to our prize picks for the big game. Tausch, you're obviously a incredible ambassador for Jones Dairy Farm.
Love Jones Dairy Farm.
And you talk about the orchetta. I have some gnocchi that I'm going to make. Paul and the girls have gymnastics practice tonight, so I'm on my own for dinner. So I'm going to make gnocchi. But I was thinking about, adding something
That's
to it.
interesting. So you're going to make dinner when your family's gone. That typically is where you go out to eat.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Go get
dynamic.
yourself a cheeseburger.
I suppose your kids don't love meat, so you're probably
Correct.
Is that what the kind
That's
of the
exactly what.
Okay.
See,
Makes
you're right
sense.
you're right there with me now.
Steak dinner for one. Yeah.
Well, no, I do have
That's true, too.
the meat Santa. Our friend Joe Thomas did send me a couple of those steaks. I ordered on my own and paid out of my own pocket, of course, for the meat sticks that they have, which are really good.
They're
The
good.
apple cheddar ones are the best. Like, I cannot recommend them
best,
enough.
Jerry?
They are the best, Jerry. But I was I was thinking, because as Tausch pointed out, I live with a bunch of vegetarians, except for Sydney.
She's a
who eats chicken tenders.
vegetarian. Oh, she's a vegetarian. Oh, she's a vegetarian. Okay.
But she eats chicken tenders. I want to add some
That's
sort
a casual vet. That's a casual vegetarian.
Sid bends the rules, but she's a lot like me. She's she kind of moves with the tide a little bit. I'm curious.
I don't think again, man. I am not here to say what you can and can't do. I don't think you can call yourself a vegetarian if you're wolfing down chicken.
Yeah.
No, she's not. But again,
Okay.
it's easier to describe them all as vegetarians than say, well, Paula
you want
to
put baby in a box? Okay, you want to put all the babies in a box?
And Sydney, I mean, she's not having a burger with me, so she has an exception.
What
And
if
that's
Joe
for chicken
Thomas
tenders.
sent you some Wagyu beef?
No, they wouldn't do it.
The best beef.
They wouldn't.
The best. Okay.
By the way,
All right.
the beef jerky is a game changer with the Wagyu. By the way,
Well, it's rehydrated.
Yeah, it's incredible. My question is, with your extensive experience with Jones Dairy Farm, what do I want to put in? What kind of meat would I want to mix in with my gnocchi tonight?
As I've told you, you can't go wrong with any of it. I love with your orchetta. What I like doing is you get these pork rolls. It's basically rolled up. You could do it with the beef or the turkey or the chicken as well. But I want to get the caramelization crunch on it to add texture.
That's what I want.
Pork's got a little more fat in it, so you're going to get a little more caramelization. And that's why we like the pork with the orchetta, and then we have the spinach to balance that out. And Sarah, I'm telling you, she's made some dishes that have been home runs. Orchetta's the orchetta with the Jones Dairy pork is an absolute grand slam.
So do I saute that in like a pan and then add it to the
You don't saute
gnocchi?
it, you fry it. You put it in, if you want to put onions in it, whatnot. But, yeah, you put it in there, and you let the edges get crispy, crunchy for the texture, and everything else will stay, and that's what you would do.
I'll be doing that
And
tonight.
if you're going gnocchi, you got to go with a spicy tomato sauce, too. Like that has to happen.
Okay. Well, I was more looking for your input on the meat than on the sauce. I'm more of just kind of a butter sauce type, but I appreciate your input.
You got the palate of a 3-year-old, don't you?
Some might say.
I just want some butter. I just would like a little butter.
It is
Make sure it's
Grassland Dairy butter,
if
though.
you're using it. There you go.
Time for prize picks.
Prize picks of the big game. Remember, we got that 0.5 passing yards on the table for Drake May.
Which is not a free square.
Not a freebie, because he's battling, he's coming back from injury. It's possible he could go the entire game without throwing for a yard. But take advantage while you can. We did part 1 last Friday, part 2 today. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, JSN, more or less than 0.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. Just does JSN get in the end zone for the Seattle Seahawks?
You would have to think so, right? You would have to think that he will. I mean, I am going to go more on that because he's a big-time player. Although I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. When the money's on the table, that's who I'm going to. And he's really, really good. Yes, more.
I will take more as well, since I disagreed with every pick we made last week.
He did, yes. All right, I like where we're at here so far. Drake May and Sam Darnold combo, more or less than 0.5 rushing or receiving touchdowns. So does either quarterback have a rushing touchdown or, I guess on a trick play, a receiving touchdown in the big game on Sunday? Tausch?
No.
So less it is then.
Yep.
Jason?
No.
All right. Now we're going to get fun. Special teams.
I'm a little...
What?
Isn't there a good chance that Drake May does have a rushing touchdown?
Yes, that's why it's more or less. And
well, then go yes.
Yeah.
Go yes. Nobody's telling you have to agree with me. Say
feel
yes.
Like
it's
last
not
week
that hard.
I was disagreeable and I disagreed with you. Now I was trying to be more agreeable.
I don't even know what we did last week. There's no games. What did we even do
We did big game part 1 prize picks last Friday.
Oh,
right, for this game.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Right? That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. Your guy Ken, who had his rushing yards.
Everybody loves Ken.
Special teams.
Name. I don't know why you guys get such a kick out of me calling someone by their correct name.
Oh, my God.
If I may interrupt briefly, John Schneider
Breaking
asks
news.
me to tell you hi.
The singer or
Outstanding.
the GM?
Tell him good luck.
He's a big.
Good luck. And tell him that I'm shocked that you're so far ahead of Elliot Wolf on Jason's power rankings.
Yeah, text Elliot Wolf, see what he says.
I'm going to leave that part out.
Yeah.
Next.
The Patriots kicker is Andy Borigalis. Andy Borigalis, more or less than 1.5 made field goals for the upset-minded New England Patriots.
More. This is going to be a field goal game. I think all of the criticism of the championship games of not kicking field goals, points are going to matter. I think both of these teams look at this as their defense and special teams are the strength of their football teams, and getting points will be a premium. I like more on this one.
I like more, too. That means he's got to kick 2 field goals, maybe with Adam Vinatieri getting into the Hall of Fame. Maybe he kicks one to win the game, like Adam Vinatieri once did when Janet Jackson's boob was exposed during the halftime show.
I don't think you can say that.
Can I not say that?
Whoa, you can say breast. I don't think you can say the other one.
I wouldn't. I don't know if we can legally or not.
Come on, what am I, Demovsky now?
Last.
How many people would have known? Because I did not know the name of the kicker for the Patriots. I did not know.
I would not know it without looking it up. Now I know it.
I actually thought that was a dish that Jason could have made, beef bourguignon. That's what I thought. When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, is Wilde making? Is he making beef bourguignon tonight?"
Jones Dairy Farm, you make a mean Borigalis.
Aurora Borealis. Am I right?
That's our headline for this week. All right, last one.
The worst part of that is that I thought the exact same thing.
Aurora Borealis.
Yes.
Tausch's guy, Kenneth Walker. More or less, this for the big game, Prize Picks brings out some fun options that aren't regularly available for us. This is a good one. Kenneth Walker, more or less than 3.5 quarters with 5 or more rushing yards.
What?
So in each individual quarter, does he reach 5 rushing yards or more?
Just wait. So if he goes 4 quarters and if he rushes for 20 yards in the big game.
No,
and he has
quarter by
hold up.
Okay.
Yeah. He has 5 yards each quarter. He rushes 4 times for 20 yards, and they're all 5-yard runs. This will hit.
And it's 1 in each quarter, yes. It's each quarter is kind of its own game for this category.
That seems like it should be a no-brainer.
I like that one. I was digging through. I'm like, I really like this one. Kenneth Walker, every quarter rushing for 5 yards or more.
This feels perilous to me.
One. It just feels, it feels too good, and that's why I think it won't, but I'm going to say yes. I like it. I like it a lot.
Especially if you think they're going to win the game. Like, they're going to run the ball in the second half.
I mean, there's so many variables, though. Like, what What if
Injuries.
the Patriots have a really long drive and they only have, oh man, I'm out on this one. But this is the first time.
Why don't you text Schneider and ask him what the game plan is, and then we get a better idea.
I will say this is the first time.
And then he can get suspended and arrested for, why don't we just,
and then
let's see what we can do.
Ask Elliot Wolf if he was going to go watch the Aurora Borealis this weekend, would it have a couple of kicks made or not?
Did you know your kicker's name? This is the first time we've done this where I want to circle back on Monday to find out if it hits or not.
Put it down, Gel.
This specific
Write this one
category?
down and
Okay.
let me know if this hits, because I am fascinated by this.
I will put it in my lineup for Prize Picks this weekend.
I'll say this. I've
you're
had
gonna
a ton
play
of
it?
success
Heck yeah, I'm gonna play it.
post Green Bay being out. I rode the MVP of the league, and he brought me home on Prize Picks. Stafford was phenomenal as a prize picker. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll look at both QBs. Obviously, I'm all in on Drake, 0.5. I love this 5 yards per quarter, which is crazy because it is going to be variable. I think I'm going to go in on that. And then I'm going to go with Seattle's kicker, who I do know. His name is Myers. Last name Myers. And I think I'm going to go more on him. And I'm going to ride that out and see how my Prize Picks goes. This is the perfect time to get going. The big game, it is almost here. And there is no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than with Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. Can build the lineup in under 60 seconds, and it's simple. We just did it. More or less on at least 2-player projections, and watch the game with even more excitement. And we're literally handing you one of those two with Drake May at 0.5 yards. Now it's up to you to be right on the other one, and you can cash in. And it's simple. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. The big game is here. Drake May, 0.5. Check that one, and then go have some fun, and let us know about it on Monday, how you did. Hopefully, Prize Picks, it will be good.
If Kenneth Walker gets 5 yards in each of the 4 quarters, and you're right.
Fun. That is a fun one. And the fact that Charbonnet is out makes me, he's going to get touches.
But
what will be irritating? What will be irritating is if he's got it. He's at 8 in the fourth quarter, and then they decide to run some stuff, and he gets stuffed, and he bounces one back 4 yards, and he's stuck at 4. That would be frustrating.
It would be, and that's not sarcasm. Time now for Won't Ellie. That is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neri Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. dented bumper, scratch paint, Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco, Fisco, Fisco.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you, you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Homer here. I've already lost 10 pounds since I started the journey. Now it's your time to show yourself some love with $300 off. Hurry. This Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call 262-235-3980 now for your free consultation or MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
If you're into muskie fishing, the Muskie Expo is the place to be this coming weekend, the 13th through the 15th, where you'll find an excellent assortment of everything muskies, held at the Washington County Fair Park. Find out more at muskieexpo.com.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeistDoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
After we gave Riley Yauk all kinds of time for Wo Riley yesterday, we barely have any time for Wo Nelly, Jesse. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to draw us a trivia winner here. Pretty even split among all the chips in the cheese fry helmet this week.
Had Riley told you about his new budding relationship, by the way?
No. That was...
Better check out the podcast.
Yeah. I caught a lot of the show yesterday. I missed that part at the end. Oh! Today's contestant. Congratulations to Sean in Beloit.
Atta baby, Sean.
Unsure if he's going to get anything autographed, but he does get Cousin Subs and Iron Jack coming his way.
Why don't we do this? I'm going to be in the office next week. I'm going to sign everything in there that Sean's getting. Socks, hat, whatever it might be, it's going to get signed. Even his sub. I'm going to sign his sub. And then we're going to send all of it up to Wilde, and Wilde's going to sign everything.
And I'm going to sell it on eBay. That's actually a really good idea. Count me in. I'll be happy to sign it all. Sign me up for a very abbreviated. Are you even going to do anything for Wo Nelly?
I just have one question because we've never hosted a Super Bowl party before. My parents have hosted one for a long time. We go to a bunch all the time, but we're actually hosting a Super Bowl party at our house on Sunday night. What is the one thing you've got to have on the game day spread for a Super Bowl party?
At your house, it's got to be Musty Mac. That's your specialty.
That is kind of our
big
game
go-to.
Tradition. Yeah. But traditional Super Bowl party, is it chicken wings or nacho? Like, what is the thing that you got to have at the Super Bowl party?
You know what the beautiful thing is? I don't think there's one certain thing you have to have. It should be what you're about. But if you're asking me if there's one thing that you have to have, I'm going to say you have to have some type of pizza. I don't think you can do a Super Bowl or big game party without having pizza. And I think right now Pizza Hut has a great little deal going.
The Big New Yorker.
I heard from the Jesse Nelson on the Instagram that you got the Big New Yorker over there at the Pizza Hut there.
Celebrate the big game with the Big New Yorker, huh?
Taco dip.
You sound like kind of a slower version of Sylvester Stallone when you're doing that. I got yourself over there at a Big New Yorker there. Yeah, the Big New Yorker.
Hey, you're pretty good at it, too.
Maybe one of your best voices.
It's not what I would say, but okay.
Yeah, taco dip.
Taco
for the
dip's
big
a
game.
good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
I love a good taco dip. All right, that is Wonelli, such that it was. Our Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints, wraps up the week. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free DesignWorks rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build-your-own plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
When it comes to game day, you play to win. And when it's go time, it's Total Wine time. With the lowest prices on your go-to lineup of spirits, beers, seltzers, and wines that'll turn your kitchen counter into the ultimate home tailgate. Total Wine is your home field advantage. Our team will go the extra yard to get you ready for the big game. We've got what you need to tackle game day and every day, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through February 10th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code SUPER40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Did by Hallman.
We don't have much time, so we turn over Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints, to its inventor, Mark Tauscher.
I always love when sports teams and franchises use their platforms to showcase and uplift, and the Wisconsin basketball team did that last weekend in partnership with UW Health and the Children's Hospital with their suits and sneakers deal, where they're wearing nice tennis shoes that kids drew. I know Gardo and some of their coaches had that drawn up. I love the fact they had a bunch of patients that are unfortunately over at the Children's Hospital. They got honored out at the court, and I always appreciate that. You see all of the coaches. Gardo did it. The opposing coaches that come in did it. It's fun when you got these guys competing at such a high level, but then they come together to highlight a great cause like that. I loved it. I thought it was great. It made me feel good on this Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints.
Yeah, and congratulations to Bobby Wagner, longtime NFL linebacker. He was named last night as the Walter Payton Man of the Year. And congratulations to Jordan Love, who was the Packers nominee. We know that he does a lot of things with cleats and everything else. He's been phenomenal in that realm, so we honor those two as well. All right, that's it for us today. I got to call Schneider back. You've got to get to wherever you're going.
I'd like to thank Peter in Lake Geneva, who texted in saying, don't order pizza at halftime and miss the third quarter of the game.
It's very good advice.
Thank you,
Given
Peter.
Well, the good news is the halftime's 6 hours long, so you'll probably be all right.
Rich Eisen, you're next, and you'll be late. But, hey, we got Demovsky out on time. That's really all that matters. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of